My name is Reverend Shawna Foster, and I am a Unitarian Universalist minister, and I'm also the board chair for About Face Veterans Against the War, formerly known as Iraq Veterans Against the War, and I'm on the steering committee for the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. And so, I am talking to you as somebody on the other side, somebody who was enlisted in the military as a nuclear, biological, chemical specialist for a war that had no weapons of mass destruction. So I think I know a thing or two about political grandstanding using the military. I fought for the freedom for our politicians to escalate diplomatic situations into violence. I fought for the freedom for us to be afraid of someone because they were born somewhere else. I fought for the freedom for us to ignore the plight of the refugee and the migrant from the endless military interventions this nation continues to fund. I fought for the freedom for us to gas children, gas we cannot even use in combat as it has been banned from war zones since 1993. I fought for the freedom to turn Border Patrol agents into a paramilitary force that can harm families because they are not subjected to the same rules that the military is. I don't fight for those freedoms anymore. No freedom is worth gassing children, separating parents from their children, killing migrants, pushing people into the desert to die, or forcing them to wait in tents that flood up to their necks. If you agree with me, no freedom is worthless. No freedom is worthless. Hurting people in this way. I think I did this because I forgot who I was, because I'm a millennial. My earliest memories are of a wall falling. A wall that they said would never come down. It was from a different time and a different place, but I remember being stationed at Kadena Air Force Base with my parents and us watching the Berlin Wall coming down on Japanese television and having no idea what it meant. And like Nelson Mandela says, it always seems impossible until it is done. So let us remember that it can be done. That these walls can come down. Yes. And these troops that are at the border, they were supposed to go home December 15th. They extended that deadline. No. Send those troops home. Right. They already know the pointless nature of their deployment. They know it's a political stunt. There's some undocumented people in the military at the border right now. Send them home. Give them the citizenship that they deserve and bring these walls down. So let us now fight for a just freedom, one that fulfills the destiny of this nation. Many religions honor the holiness and the plight of the migrant. Therefore, if we are told to be afraid of the migrant, let us be the first ones to welcome them in our homes. If we are told that they will come and steal our food, let us give our food to them so that they cannot steal. If they tell us that these people are diseased, then let us embrace them and kiss them on the cheek and bring them into our communities. I want the freedom to practice this religion, the religion that says that when we are told to fear, that instead we become braver and are on the side of love. We must prevent more violence to keep us all safe. And good leaders should not be afraid to condemn these actions at the border. How many of your politicians have condemned this at the border alone? I know mine still hasn't. In Colorado, Bennett or Gardner still have not said the simple statement, tear gassing children is wrong. So toss out leaders who use troops for political show and who justify violence. As a chemical soldier, I see the ghost from the failed war on terror scaring us into gassing kids and killing migrants with neglect, deterrence, and outright force. This fear undermines our freedom. Our freedom calls us to a shared destiny of the beloved community and rejects political spectacle as a foreign or domestic policy. Together, we are brave enough to fight for a just freedom in the name of love, and let us make it so. Amen.